Hey crafty friends, it's Joy here for Honeybee Stamps, and today I'm creating a seasonal sign that says Hello Fall from the Lovely Layers seasonal signs. So you can make a winter, a summer, a spring, a fall. So of course we're going to make a fall one. There's also some coordinating stencils, which is what's going to give us all of our fun color and our saying. So this is the sign I'm going to be die cutting. There are some fall leaves and a cute pumpkin. I'm not using the pumpkin, but I am going to use the fall leaves. I am die cutting from some white cardstock. I'm going to die cut the leaves twice. Then I have the hanger for the sign, and then I brought in those two little pieces there. That goes on the sign hanger as well. Then we have our stencil. I'm going to use this wood grain stencil. I think it's so fun. So I'm going to tape the stencil to my little sign piece here. I'm going to use some Distress Oxide inks. I am using gathered twigs, so I'm going to go darker on the stenciling. I should have used some pixie spray. I did not, so I kind of have to stencil a little bit differently, but I would suggest using a pixie spray because they're fine little pieces and they want to wiggle around a lot. Then with some of that leftover ink, I am going to blend a little bit over the whole background. Of course, we want this to look like wood. I'm going to do the edges a little bit darker. But then we have this nice wood grain background. Then the stencil that has the pumpkin and mushrooms and some little dots and an acorn, I'm going to lay that down first. You can also see where it says Hello Fall, which we will put it on in a second. That's on a separate stencil. So I'm using carved pumpkin Distress Oxide ink for this cute little pumpkin at the bottom. I'm also going to add some Crackling Campfire to that. I am using the size 5 detail brushes from Honeybee Stamps for this. And then I believe I also use a size 10 when I'm adding in the Hello Fall. I'm going to ink up those mushrooms with the Crackling Campfire. I believe I used gathered twigs again for the stems of the mushrooms. But this is such a really cute sign. I think this is a fun die set because you can use this literally all year round. And I just think it's really a good one to have in your stash. I think you could make some really cute tags out of this. I think you could make little place settings if you were having a fun little lunch or a tea party or even Thanksgiving. You could put these and just put them on your plates. And I just think this really could be used for a lot of things. Super, super cute. I used gathered twigs and yeah, I used that, and I think gathered twigs and scorched timber, for the acorn at the top. Now I have that second stencil that says Hello Fall. I'm going to use black soot and a number 10 blending brush, or you could just use a big blender brush. That would work just fine too. And then we're going to have this really cute sign, and I want to make it rustic, of course. I've just kind of been into the rustic distressed look. I'm going to add a little bit of that black soot around the edges of the sign. I want this to feel really old and like it's been around a while. Cute, cute. Then I want to use some scorched timber distress spray on the back of this just a little bit to give it more of that aged look. Then coming back to our leaves and our hanger pieces, I am using the gathered twigs for the stems and the hanger pieces. And then for the leaves, I'm going to be using scattered straw, rustic wilderness, and carved pumpkin. I thought having a little pop of green in this would really stand out. So I love rustic wilderness. I think it's one of my favorite greens in the distress line. And then scattered straw for the yellow. I didn't want to use squeeze lemonade. It was just a little too bright. And then of course we're going to bring in the carved pumpkin because we've already used this on our card. And now we've got some pretty fall leaves. I'm going to distress those as well with the Distress Oxide spray. Let's adhere our hanger to this, and then you have the extra little hanger pieces. I want to do a little something extra. I'm going to be, after I glue those little pieces down, I'm going to use the Distress Foundry Wax in Statue. It really kind of blends in, but it gives a look of like some old metal that's holding it on. So I'm going to squeeze that onto those little pieces and then just heat that with my heat tool until it melts. And you have to heat it, otherwise it'll just wipe off. But it's going to get shiny and it's going to look very metallic-y, and I love it. So I'm just going to put a little bit on there. And there's different colors. You could do one that looks a little more copper. That would be cool too. This one kind of just blends into the background, but it's a bit shiny and I really like that. So I do have my heat tool and I'm going to give that a quick melt, and it looks really fun. Let's glue our leaves to our little stems. Super easy, adding dots of glue, not glues, to the end of those, and then just popping those little leaves in place, and then that gives us some more color for our card. Now I'm also going to be using Fall is in the Air patterned paper for our background, and I'm going to use this fun plaid. Oh, I love it, and I think that sign pops off of there really nicely. So I'm going to trim this down slightly smaller than an A2 size. I'm going to take a little extra off. I'm going to take the black soot. No, I'm going to take the, oh gosh, what was it? The scorched timber. Sorry guys, my brain is on slow. And I ink blended around the edges of that. Then I'm going to place the sign on an angle. And at first I was going to do it straight, but I thought, no, the angle is really kind of cute. Then I can tuck the leaves underneath. So I'm going to pop this up with some foam adhesive. I can tuck the leaves underneath. I want a sentiment. I'm using the sentiment from the Blessings of Fall stamp set. I'm using the coordinating die. It says there is always something to be thankful for. And I don't want the bright white, so gathered twigs to the rescue. I'm going to just run my ink pad over that. I'm going to place one of these flowers on top of the sign and the other one underneath. And then the sentiment will have some foam adhesive, of course, because I don't think I'd be me if I didn't put foam adhesive down. And then this will just lightly overlay one of those leaves. Then I will adhere that to a white A2 size card base, and our cute little rustic Hello Fall sign is done. I hope you guys enjoyed this project. I hope you guys feel inspired by it. And I also hope you guys have a really wonderful day.